For those of you who don't know, October 1st was the beginning of the 2022 fiscal year for the United States of America. And that means that, there's a new budget and we've got these big spending bills coming. And we have also run into the debt ceiling. And the debts, they're threatening to, there's always this threat of potentially shutting down the government, and it gets real scary. Ooh, we could default on our debt. Well, guess what? They've done this 78 times in the past. It is just like business as usual, actually. And you know what? Debt is a pit that you're digging in front of you. It is not a positive, it is a negative. We're going deep in debt. So it isn't really a ceiling. It's a fictitious floor on a bottomless pit. That's what it is. So, Treasury Secretary Janet Yellen trashes minting $1 trillion coin. This is the dumbest idea in the world. And people have talked about this. Oh, this is how we could get out of debt. We just start minting these trillion, and they're not going to stop at one of them. I mean, this is a little stopgap Band-Aid. But if they minted $1 trillion coins, they would keep on minting them. And once they discover that they can just spend and spend and spend, the government will just mint whatever it needs so that they can spend whatever they want. But if you go down into the text in this article, it says that the Nobel Prize winning economist, Paul Krugman, tweeted that extraordinary times call for extraordinary gimmicks. I knew he was wearing clown shoes, but now we can add a rubber nose to that because this is really a dumb idea. So the U.S. debt ceiling, what is it and what happens if Congress doesn't raise it? Actions by Senate Republicans could lead to the U.S. defaulting on its effect on the debts. The effect would be catastrophic, according to Janet Yellen. So it's those evil, scary Republicans. Well, guess what? It's whatever party is not in power is always the evil one. We've seen this 78 times. It's just a replay from this is a bad horror film being replayed over and over again because they're trying to scare you. And they use this, down here it says that a government spending freeze would reduce or eliminate funding for vital programs, including food assistance for low-income Americans, Medicare, and Social Security, and payouts for retired veterans. Well, I believe that they also close down the national parks, and there's a couple of things like that, but they don't close the IRS and send those employees home. They continue paying them. They don't close. I mean, why don't they stop paying the president and Congress and start charging them instead? I mean, this is a great idea. When they run into this debt ceiling, just charge them until they fix it. This is crazy that this happens every year. They never shut down or take anything away from the military or the IRS or the Treasury or all of these other departments. They only close the ones that hurt the average American, the average person that's the voter. They scare that person, and they're doing this to gain some leverage. Now, we've got this enormous spending bill coming, $3.5 trillion, which is actually $5.5 trillion. You have to read between you don't even have to read between the lines. All you have to do is look at what's in this spending bill. But if you look further down in this article, you'll see that the actual cost is going to be about $5.5 trillion over 10 years. So look at this thing, this enormous spending bill that's so big that none of these people, the people that are for it or against it, none of them have read it. The president hasn't read it. The only people that have read sections of this bill are the lobbyists that wrote the bill that are going to get what they want out of this bill. So they wrote these sections of the bill. So the lobbyists that are trying to get a certain thing out of this bill, they know what's in that section they wrote. Nobody else knows what's in. No one. So what is the, how does this break down? They've got all of this great stuff that they're going to spend on for us. They're going to buy us this, they're going to buy us that. We're going to get transportation, drinking water, electrical grid, broadband, schools, all of these things, more Medicare stuff, research and development investing, manufacturing, small businesses. You've got 0.6, you've got 600 billion here. So 0.6 trillion, 0.3 trillion, 0.3 trillion, 0.4 trillion, 0.55, 0.56 trillion, we'll call it. And then they've got these other expenditures, housing and infrastructure, and all of these other things. So there's these expenditures. How are they going to pay for it? They're going to pay for it through corporate tax increases. That's $2 trillion. And then they're eliminating some tax breaks that you get on fossil fuels, so that oil companies get, and clean energy tax increases. So they're going to increase your taxes here, and they're going to eliminate some tax deductions here, and that comes to $2 trillion. The cost of the plan is $2.6 trillion, so you got $528 billion, $500 billion is the deficit. And so you look at this, this is the way they're going to pay for it. So they're trying to say the American Jobs Plan net cost, the cost is 520. No, the cost is 2.6 trillion if they raise corporate taxes. Now, corporations exist to make a profit. If they don't make a profit, they go out of business. The reason a corporation exists is to provide you a product or service that you want. And they have to sell it to you at the lowest price possible to gain market share if there's legal competition going on. But we've got this crony capitalism going on to where there isn't competition always. And so you do get companies with outsized profits. But still, when they raise the taxes on the corporations, the cost of the goods or services has to go up, or the company will eventually go out of business. So it isn't the these evil corporations that are trying to provide you products and services that pay for it. It's you that has to pay for it with the higher cost of things. And then down here, we've got all these other great things. They're going to do more education. There's going to be workers and families economic stuff. So we're getting all of this stuff, another 1.7 trillion. And how are we going to pay? How are they going to pay for it? Well, it's actually going to only cost us 270 billion because they're going to raise our taxes, and they're going to do all of this wonderful stuff where they make taxation more efficient or make the programs more efficient. So they've got tax administration. They've got comprehensive financial accounting information reporting, and they've got oversight of the tax preparers. So your CPA is going to have oversight. They're going to make sure that they do it right. There's going to be non-compliance provisions, meaning they're going to catch those people that are trying to cheat or not pay taxes. They say this every year. This is the 78th. They've done this 78 times before. This will be the 79th. It's nothing unusual. So this is not actually, the only thing that's going to happen, they will increase the taxes. So this part of the 1.5 trillion there will happen. All of this won't. So this deficit will actually be basically, it's going up. This will be around $1 trillion. So the grand total for this thing is $4.366 trillion. And they're saying that our net cost, the grand total, is 800 billion. And that 800 billion is actually the deficit that's predicted. But the deficit, the real deficit that will happen will be about 1.8 trillion. And so this is just a bunch of smoke and mirrors. It has happened before. Nothing to get excited about. They're going to try and scare you with this debt ceiling thing. Why? Because the debt ceiling is used by the party that is not in power as leverage. Because when the debt ceiling comes up, it's always about the same time that they're trying to pass some big spending bill or a budget. And so one party will claim, this has a net price tag of $0. It doesn't cost us anything to spend this $3.5 trillion.
Before we continue, help us clicking that YouTube like button and subscribe now to our channel. This shows the algorithm that you valued this information. And it helps us spread that message. Sharing is caring. And now, let's continue.
What to do in such a situation? Inform yourself and keep your financial education strong. We from the Compact Group offer our loyal subscribers a free educational portal with first-hand monetary, financial, and economic knowledge. Enter our invite-only Insider Club by clicking the link below. You will get access to first-class information far earlier than the rest. We have prepared a special deal for all our members where you can access a giant pool of Robert Kiyosaki's financial wisdom for just $1. To find out more, simply click the link below and join our Insider Club absolutely free. But there is more you can and should do. Build up several streams of income. More and more people realize that they have to take their future in their own hands, but they don't know how and where to start. We from Compact offer our Insider Club members unique opportunities. Strengthen your financial muscle and get the edge. Click the link below. Become part of our free Insider Club. No financial obligations. But there's one important thing you have to know. You have to become active. So do it now. Become active and see you on the other side.